Boston Celtics are facing a challenging moment in their quest for an NBA title, and it's one that fans weren't expecting, especially at this point in the season. Jason Tatum, the team's superstar forward, has been ruled out for the foreseeable future due to a significant Achilles injury. While it's clear that Tatum's absence will have a profound impact on the team, there is still hope for the Celtics, as updates about his recovery process have emerged, offering a glimpse of optimism amidst the dark cloud hanging over Boston fans. The timeline for his return, however, remains uncertain, and fans are left wondering how this injury will affect the team moving forward. Tatum, one of the top players in the NBA, and undoubtedly the heart and soul of the Celtics, has been one of the most dominant and consistent performers in the league. Known for his scoring, leadership, and ability to perform under pressure, Tatum has become synonymous with the Celtics' championship aspirations. With this Achilles injury, however, all of those aspirations are now in jeopardy. This injury is undoubtedly one of the worst types of setbacks a player can face. And for someone like Tatum, who is in the prime of his career at just 27 years old, it's a devastating blow. But there is a silver lining to this injury, which is something that Celtics fans are clinging to during this uncertain time. One of the key points to consider is the speed with which Tatum underwent surgery following the injury. Typically for an Achilles injury, the recovery process can be long and drawn out, and players often have to wait days or even weeks before they are able to get the proper surgery. However, Tatum's situation was different. Just 12 hours after suffering the tear during Game 4 of the Celtics matchup against the New York Knicks, Tatum underwent surgery. This quick response is considered a major positive, and it's quite rare to see such swift action taken in an NBA context. It's this quick surgery turnaround that has offered some hope for the Celtics and their fans, especially since many other high-profile NBA players haven't had the luxury of such quick treatment for similar injuries. When you look at other players who have suffered Achilles injuries in the past, the timelines for their surgeries were significantly longer than Tatum's. Take, for example, Damian Lillard, who didn't undergo surgery until 5 days after suffering his injury. DeMarcus Cousins was another player who had to wait a considerable amount of time before getting his Achilles surgery. He didn't go under the knife until 4 days after his injury. Similarly, Wesley Matthews had to wait almost a full week before he was able to get his surgery. All of these players have had to deal with the long recovery process that comes with such a serious injury, and while some have returned to action, many have struggled to regain their previous level of play. What makes Tatum's situation unique is not only the timing of his surgery, but also the fact that he has a very experienced surgeon handling his case. Martin O'Malley, the renowned surgeon who performed Tatum's surgery, is the same doctor who worked on Kevin Durant's Achilles injury. This is a key detail, as Durant's recovery from his Achilles injury has been one of the most remarkable in recent NBA history. Durant has returned to play at an elite level after his Achilles tear, and the hope is that Tatum can follow a similar path. It's worth noting that Tatum was fortunate enough to be in New York at the time of his injury, which meant he didn't have to travel or wait for other medical professionals to become available. Being in a major city like New York allowed him to receive immediate and top-tier care, which can only improve his chances of a successful recovery. Another positive aspect of Tatum's situation is his age. At 27 years old, he is still in the prime of his career. Many players who suffer Achilles injuries are older and have to deal with the natural decline in their bodies that comes with age. For example, many of the players mentioned earlier, like Lillard, Cousins, and Matthews, were already over 30 years old when they suffered their injuries. In contrast, Tatum is still relatively young and has a lot of basketball left to play. This could play a significant role in his recovery, as younger players generally have a better chance of bouncing back from such injuries, especially when they receive timely and expert medical care. Of course, while Tatum's surgery went well and the initial recovery process looks promising, the road to full recovery is still long. The general expectation for Achilles recovery is around 12 months, and that means the Celtics may not see Tatum back on the court until the next season. It's possible that he could return towards the end of the regular season or even in the playoffs. But the Celtics should take a cautious approach. The worst thing they could do is rush Tatum back too soon, which could lead to a re-injury or further complications. The priority should be making sure that Tatum is fully recovered and ready to contribute at the highest level without the risk of long-term damage. Dr. Lou Suslowski, a renowned expert in Achilles tendon injuries, has weighed in on the situation and stated that Tatum's quick surgery gives him the best chance for a faster recovery. Dr. Suslowski explained that by addressing the injury so quickly, the tear was properly repaired before any serious biological effects could take hold. This early intervention has set Tatum up for success, but it will still take time before we know if he will be able to return next season. While there is hope for a speedy recovery, it's important for both Tatum and the Celtics to stay realistic about the timeline and not push him too hard too soon. Tatum's father, Justin Tatum, has expressed optimism about his son's recovery, suggesting that he believes Jason will be back in 8 or 9 months and that he will have one of the best Achilles recoveries of all time. That's certainly an encouraging perspective, but the reality is that nobody can predict exactly when Tatum will be able to return to his previous form. The most important thing is that he takes the necessary time to recover fully, without any shortcuts, so that he can continue to play at an elite level for many years to come. As for the Celtics, the loss of Tatum is a significant blow, but the team still has a chance to make a deep playoff run. With Game 6 of their series against the Knicks approaching, the Celtics are looking to tie the series and force a Game 7 back in Boston. Even without Tatum, the team has the talent and depth to compete, and it's going to be crucial for them to play their best basketball. The key for the Celtics is to stick to their game plan, execute well, and not let the loss of Tatum become an excuse for poor performance. The Celtics have shown that they are capable of playing excellent basketball even in the face of adversity. In Game 5, they executed well, played strong defense, and made the necessary plays down the stretch. Now, in Game 6, it's about continuing that same level of execution and staying focused. The Celtics know what they have to do to win. They've just got to go out there and execute when it matters most. With all the challenges surrounding them, the Celtics are still very much in control of their destiny. It's up to the players to go out there and prove that they can win without Tatum and show that they have the heart and determination to fight for a championship, even when the odds seem stacked against them. Whether or not they can rise to the occasion remains to be seen. But with the talent they have, the Celtics still have a real chance to make a deep playoff run and compete for the title. The question is, can they do it without their star player? The Celtics now find themselves at a crossroads. With Jason Tatum sidelined, they must quickly adapt and find a way to keep their championship hopes alive. Game 6 against the New York Knicks becomes a pivotal moment, a defining point in their season. It's not just about a win or a loss. This game could very well determine the future of the Celtics in the playoffs. If they win, they will force a Game 7 where anything can happen. If they lose, their season could be over, and the loss of Tatum will have an even more profound impact, casting a shadow over what could have been a promising postseason. But even without Tatum, the Celtics still have a roster full of talent. Jason Tatum might be the face of the team, but Boston has other players who can step up and lead when it matters most. The team's depth is one of its biggest strengths, and now it's time for those players to prove their worth. Jaylen Brown, who has been an all-star and a consistent force for the Celtics, will need to carry even more of the load. Brown has always had the potential to take over games, and with Tatum out, the time has come for him to elevate his game to the next level. The Celtics will also need significant contributions from players like Marcus Smart, who has been a defensive powerhouse all season, and Al Horford, whose experience and leadership are invaluable in moments like these. Horford has been around long enough to know the importance of staying calm under pressure, and his presence on the court will be crucial in guiding the younger players through the tense moments of a playoff game. Smart, as the team's point guard and defensive leader, will need to set the tone on both ends of the floor. His defensive intensity can disrupt the Knicks' offense, while his playmaking ability will be key in keeping the Celtics' offense flowing. The Celtics' role players, such as Derek White and Grant Williams, must also step up in the absence of Tatum. White has proven to be a reliable shooter and defender, and in a series like this, his ability to knock down shots and contribute on defense could make all the difference. Williams, known for his gritty play and ability to hit big shots in clutch moments, will need to embrace a bigger role. These players, who are often overlooked in the shadows of Tatum and Brown, now have the opportunity to shine and prove that they belong in the spotlight. Defensively, the Celtics have shown they can be one of the most formidable teams in the league. Without Tatum, they will have to lean even more heavily on their defense to keep them in games. The Celtics need to continue playing with the same intensity and commitment on that end of the floor. They've proven that when they're locked, and defensively, they're capable of stopping even the best offenses in the league. In Game 5, the Celtics won the battle of turnovers and out-rebounded the Knicks, which was crucial in securing the victory. These are the types of details that can make or break a game in the postseason. And the Celtics must continue to dominate the glass and limit the Knicks' second-chance opportunities. Offensively, Boston's game plan shouldn't drastically change just because Tatum is out. The Celtics have been effective when they play fast and get out in transition, and they should continue to push the tempo. Tatum's absence means that the Celtics will need to play a more balanced game, relying on ball movement and spacing to create open shots for their shooters. In Game 5, they were able to hit a higher percentage of their three-pointers, which played a significant role in the win. The Celtics have some of the best shooters in the league, and if they can continue to hit those open shots, they'll give themselves a better chance to win. The question for the Celtics is how well they can execute under pressure. We've seen throughout the season that they're capable of playing at an elite level when they're engaged and locked in. However, the team has also struggled with consistency at times, especially in crucial moments. The loss of Tatum puts even more pressure on the remaining players to rise to the occasion. It's clear that the Celtics will have to play nearly perfect basketball if they want to advance in the postseason. And that means limiting mistakes and capitalizing on every opportunity. In Game 6, the Celtics must execute the game plan to perfection, focusing on what they can control: defense, ball movement, and taking high-quality shots. If they can do that, they'll put themselves in a position to force a Game 7 where anything can happen. The Celtics will also need to remain focused and not let the pressure of the moment overwhelm them. The New York Knicks are a tough opponent, and they've shown they're capable of winning in hostile environments. Madison Square Garden will be rocking for Game 6, and the Knicks will be energized, looking to close out the series on their home court. The Celtics have to be prepared for the atmosphere and not let the crowd or the stakes of the game affect their performance. They've been in these types of high-pressure situations before, and they know what it takes to stay composed and execute under duress. Ultimately, the Celtics have a lot of work to do if they want to keep their season alive. Tatum's injury is a devastating blow, but it's not the end of the road for the team. If they play to their strengths, execute on both ends of the floor, and get contributions from everyone on the roster, they have a chance to come back and force a Game 7. The team's championship aspirations are still alive, but they'll need to dig deep and show resilience to overcome the loss of their star player. This series is far from over, and while the loss of Tatum is a major setback, the Celtics still have a path forward. They have the talent, the experience, and the leadership to win without Tatum, but it's going to take an all-out team effort to get the job done. The next few games will be crucial for the Celtics, and they have to give everything they've got to tie the series and take it back to Boston. The road ahead won't be easy, but if there's one thing the Celtics have proven over the years, it's that they have the heart and determination to fight through adversity and keep their championship dreams alive. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In an unexpected turn of events that has stirred excitement among basketball fans, NBA superstar Kevin Durant recently expressed his desire to join the Boston Celtics. Known for his incredible scoring ability and leadership on the court, Durant's statement has already sparked numerous debates and speculations about his future in the league and what his arrival could mean for the Celtics franchise. Kevin Durant, a two-time NBA champion and one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the game, has always been a highly sought-after player. Throughout his career, he has played for several teams, including the Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, and most recently, the Phoenix Suns. Each move Durant made seemed strategic, aiming to compete for titles and elevate his impact on the game. However, the latest revelation about his interest in Boston adds a fresh twist to his career narrative. Durant's message was clear and straightforward. He would love to wear the Celtics jersey and contribute to the team's quest for NBA glory. This statement was made during an interview where he acknowledged Boston's rich basketball tradition and their passionate fan base. He also praised the team's current roster, highlighting their blend of young talent and experienced veterans, which he believes is the perfect environment for a player of his caliber to thrive. The Boston Celtics, one of the most storied franchises in NBA history, have been actively looking to strengthen their squad to challenge the dominant teams in the Eastern Conference. With stars like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown leading the way, the addition of Kevin Durant could potentially transform the Celtics into an unstoppable force. Durant's scoring versatility, ability to create his own shot, and defensive skills would complement Boston's style of play perfectly. Sports analysts have quickly jumped on this news, debating the possible impacts of Durant joining the Celtics. Many agree that this move could significantly alter the balance of power in the NBA. Durant's presence would not only boost Boston's championship aspirations, but also increase the team's marketability and global appeal. Fans are already dreaming about the thrilling plays and clutch moments that a Durant-led Celtics team could deliver. However, there are also challenges to consider. Durant's arrival would require adjustments in team dynamics and salary cap management. The Celtics would need to make difficult decisions regarding their current roster and financial structure to accommodate a player of Durant's stature. Moreover, Durant himself would have to adapt to a new system and teammates, ensuring chemistry on and off the court. Despite these hurdles, the enthusiasm surrounding Durant's message to Boston is undeniable. It symbolizes a mutual interest that could lead to one of the most exciting chapters in recent NBA history. If the deal happens, fans can expect intense playoff battles and a revitalized Celtics squad aiming for the ultimate prize, the NBA championship. As the basketball world watches closely, one thing is clear. Kevin Durant's wish to play for the Boston Celtics has opened the door to endless possibilities. Whether this dream turns into reality remains to be seen, but it has already sparked hope and anticipation among Celtics fans and basketball lovers worldwide. The coming months will be crucial in determining the fate of this potential superstar. Move that could reshape the NBA landscape forever. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.